All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Athlete and Artist Show. I am the artist host, Kyle Fortch, alongside the athlete, multi-gold medalist with Team Canada, former NHLer Zach Boychuk. Today we have a great guest, our biggest guest yet, Maxim cover girl, Playmate of the Year, Sports Illustrated, the crypto queen, Khloe. How are you?
Yay! I'm so good. So excited to be here with my fellow Canadians. Love
Awesome.
it.
Born in Toronto, right?
Yes, I was born in Toronto. I was raised in Hudson, Quebec, small town, and then back to Toronto. So back and forth a lot growing up. That's why I'm a Habs fan. We can get
Awesome.
into that later.
Probably pretty happy right now, hey?
Oh, I'm so fucking happy. Oh my goodness. I'm over
And
the moon, ecstatic.
you're
That's
kind
And
of a
you're
Vegas fan too, right?
up waking. No, it's I'm so divided. It can go either way, but I obviously like through and through I'm a Habs fan since I was a kid. When I moved to the States, I became a Knights fan because obviously this new franchise was so exciting, and that's kind of when I started living on the West Coast and whatnot. So definitely became a Knights fan, but the Habs have my heart.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you're in Greece right now?
Yes, I am. I just got here last night. I'm super excited. About to start a photo shoot when I'm done this, so
Awesome.
nonstop.
How long are you out there for?
I booked a one-way ticket.
Nice.
Life of Khloe.
That's awesome. I wish I could go for Greece right now, get out of Calgary for a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your modeling career. When did you start getting into modeling? And then when did things start taking off for you? Like you have a crazy amount of accomplishments in modeling and your career in general. I know it's kind of a broad question, but when did you start and when did things start taking off for you?
All right. So I mean, it started right when I turned 18. Playboy was definitely a huge stepping stone in my career. My first big gig with them was I actually worked at the Playboy Casino and I was a bunny. I worked I was learning how to deal, but I wasn't very good at math. So they had me serving drinks, which I also probably managed to spill, but whatever, I'm hot. So it worked out. And then they asked me to be a playmate. And so it started in Mexico. That's where the casino was. I lived in Cancun. And then I just started traveling to LA, going to the Playboy Mansion. Hugh Hefner actually hand selected me to be a body paint model for all of his events. So from the age of 18 to like 24, I don't think I ever wore clothes at the Playboy Mansion. I was painted for every single party and event, including Hugh Hefner's wedding. I've been on 10 Playboy covers. I was International Playmate of the Year, Cyber Girl of the Year in the States. I was the first Canadian to ever do it, so my pictorials were extremely cringe. I have a hockey pictorial, which I loved. I had a ski bunny one. I had one chopping wood at a cabin. Like they went all out. It's so stereotypical, but I kind of love it.
That's unreal.
And then so after Playboy, I then obviously started with Maxim, and I did some international work for them. Worked all of their like Maxim Hot 100 parties, all their Super Bowl events. Sports Illustrated featured, and my modeling career kind of like spiraled, and I was able to build a really big following, obviously on social media. And then that kind of took over. I made more money off of social media than ever in my modeling career. So becoming an influencer then became my full-time job.
That's awesome. Were you like modeling as a kid kind of growing up, or how did like Playboy, or how'd you catch the eye of Playboy?
Well, so my mom is more like a fashion model. She grew up like, my mom is 6'1", beautiful. She did runway and like the whole 9 yards. So I kind of had that growing up. I modeled for a few brands like Liz Senza Girl and what is it called? Chateau something. I don't know. It's been years. But when I was young, I did a lot of like fashion shows. And I think my first ever runway was actually in the womb. My mom did a fashion show pregnant. So
no way.
It definitely is in my blood, but I took it a little bit more sexy. I've always loved like the glamorous side of things. So I consider myself a glamour girl, not like a high fashion model, although I've done some runway, and I am doing swim week next week. So that's exciting. But
That's awesome. So who are you out there shooting for right now, or can you say?
So I'm on vacation, but today I'm going to be shooting for Santorini Dress, which is one of my favorite companies out here in Greece. For everyone listening, if you ever come out here, it is an iconic dress company. They do a lot of weddings and stuff too. I've been working with this company for about 6 years, and every time I'm out here, we create amazing content.
That's awesome. And you kind of mentioned there that you started leaning more towards like the social media influencer side. So I imagine you were just getting hella brand deals after, you know, you blew up on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, I'm literally, this is Fashion Nova. Shout out. Yeah,
no,
so
no free ads. No free ads on the podcast.
Am I getting paid yet? Yes, I am.
We'll take 20% of that ad.
Oops. But yeah, no, basically, obviously, with having a huge following, I was able to figure out kind of, wow, there's a lot of money in this, and different kind of clothing, anything you can imagine, from hair extensions to clothing to makeup to skincare to swimwear to like, I don't have to shop because everything that I wear is sponsored, which is absolutely amazing.
That's insane.
And yeah, I mean, life is pretty good.
Free shit is awesome.
Life of an influencer.
Yeah. Even this hotel was free.
Unreal.
Crazy.
Well, it's not free. It's a trade because I'm going to be promoting them.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
That's the best way to do it, though. Like I feel like that's the way to go now. Like building, people don't need. I mean, it's great to have big agencies, obviously, depending on like what industry you're in or what level of your career, I guess, you're in. But once you build that brand around yourself, you don't need anybody else now, because social media is so big now, where it's like you can be your own boss. You don't have to give a cut to an agent or a mother company or whatever. So that's great that you were able to be one of those people that really built that brand up and then took it over.
It's pretty wild.
I noticed in your Instagram, you're on OnlyFans as well.
So I'm recently on OnlyFans.
Okay.
For the longest time, I was like, not so against it, but I was just like, I just didn't want to do it because I built up, like, the only time I had posed like nude or whatnot was for Playboy. And I kept that kind of like, for me, it was very like sacred. I don't know. Like for me, Playboy, it is nude, but it's very tasteful. And everything I did was very artistic in a way. And there was just such a big porn association with OnlyFans that turned me off from it for so long. But so many artists have been coming on there, and honestly, like, you can direct it. I think it's an app. Actually, now that I'm on it, I've been on it for about 3 months. It's so amazing, OnlyFans, because they give back to their creators. You can make an income. It's the only app website where you can literally make money off of the photos you're giving away for free anyways. Yeah. So I just think it's great because now it's all the power is back into the creator's hands. And, you know, like all the stuff that I'm giving away, posting on Instagram, posting on wherever, all this beautiful content and stuff, I can make money off of it. So why wouldn't I, you know? And I think that OnlyFans is just going in such a, it's going in a more mainstream direction. So I just felt like it was time for me to get on there.
For sure. Yeah. I was meeting with them recently. I know one of their marketing girls, and because I was trying to get on there and figure out what it's all about. And I thought like the same thing that you did. I thought there was like a huge porn association or adult film association, and they explained to me they were like, no, like that is what a lot of people are using it for now. But there's so many artists and athletes or trainers, and there's doctors on there, or everything. So it's great that people of all industries can figure out, you know, content that they can create and go back, especially when during a pandemic when you couldn't go out and work for a year.
Of course. No. Yeah. I mean, how amazing was it that during first of all, so many of my brand deals fell apart during COVID because these companies were scared to have the money that they had that allocated for marketing. They were like scared because they didn't know the consumer wasn't going to have the funds to be paying for this. So why are they going to pay influencers? So there was this huge gap where obviously during COVID, people didn't know where or when or how their next check was going to come in. And I have so many girlfriends that became like multimillionaires off of OnlyFans during COVID. So fucking good for them, you know? So I was definitely like, I got on the boat a little late, but I'm happy I fucking finally did it.
Yeah. And you do a safe for work and not safe for work version, correct?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
what are you posting on your safe for work page, and then as opposed to like the content that you're
um,
obviously posting on the
Well, so basically it's very much so just like my Playboy content. I definitely
okay.
have a lot more of, I definitely show my tits on OnlyFans, I'm not gonna lie. I am a nudist, like naturally. Like I have no shame in that at all. I love being naked. So that's definitely what you're gonna find on my OnlyFans. But I try to keep it as artistic. And even though obviously it is super sexualized, like I just want to keep it like everything that I love about like the nude body and classy. And I've been to 60 countries. I've been able to shoot all over the world. So it's basically a collection of my photos from everywhere I've traveled to and all over the place, and just me naked on a cliff in every country you can imagine.
That's awesome.
Do you have like a social media manager? Do you have somebody like getting you these brand deals and telling you which direction
Uh-huh.
to go?
Well, kind of. I'm not with an agency, but I do have a manager. I've had the same manager for almost 10 years. So we work really well together. His name's Ramiro. He's from Toronto. And he definitely helps me just go through the millions of emails that I receive constantly and fish out which ones are the good ones, which ones are the bullshit ones. And yeah, I mean, definitely helps me. But I've done a lot of it on my own. I definitely, I'm not I have no shame in my game. I reach out to companies. I let them know what my rates are. There's no, I always am the first person to put my foot in the door.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Do you
I like that.
how long are usually your brand deals? Are you like getting these deals on like a yearly basis or like a post by post basis, or does it kind of differ between which
For
deal
sure.
you get?
I try to obviously, I would prefer to be on a longer, contract. And then the best thing about that is my rate per post is going to be a lot higher if it's one off. But if
Hmm.
you're going to get like a 6 month deal with me, or you're going to do like a multi, I have some brands that are like, we want so and so tweets, we want this many posts on Instagram per month. You're going to get a better deal out of it, and then you're going to get more of my time and attention as well. So that's something that I love that I have Ramiro for, because he's able to negotiate with me. Because I hate when brands are just like being really cheap and they're trying to get me to come down, and then I feel bad, and I'm not necessarily like, I'll be aggressive getting myself in the door, but I definitely don't want to be the one who's like negotiating with my price and stuff. Because also I don't want to take a deal that's, if they're like, oh well, she did it for this much for that company, why would we pay her this? Because all is, as much as all of these brands are completely different, people talk, and a lot of them are
Yeah.
actually managed by the same like umbrella company for their social media department at least. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a big small world out there.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a lot of industries. It's like once you're in them, it's everybody, or everybody knows you, or like you said, everyone
Yeah, for
talks.
sure.
It's gonna get
Oh
back
yeah.
around to someone somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want, yeah. And that's the problem too that has happened, is that so many, I mean, we used to get paid a lot more for certain things, for deals and such, but like when models are like, oh, hey, I'll post you for free just for the clothes, or just for the swimwear, or just for this, then you're like, well, damn, they were paying me a lot and now they're going to get it for free from someone else. So it's definitely, you're constantly kind of dealing with that. And that's why I'm going to bring it back to OnlyFans really quick. You are in control of how much you charge a month. You are in control of how much your pictures are. You're in control of everything. So
Yeah.
it's amazing, because these models, these content creators, musicians, actors, athletes, whatever, you're in charge of whatever you're charging, which is great.
And you can
Yeah,
even have like a free subscription, and then have like
I do.
previews for your
Yeah.
your posts, and
So I
then
have two
people can like
accounts.
unlock
Yeah.
them.
Yes. I have a free page, and then I have a subscription page. So yeah,
Awesome.
we're
Do
on
you
it.
do you get like the same kind of traction for both of them, or which page do you
Obviously,
think it's
I'd say there's definitely more subscribers on the free page because it's
sure?
free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like they're going to get the better content on the page that they have to pay for. So I feel like eventually they end up moving over.
Fair enough. Let's get into crypto a little bit.
Woo!
Since you're known as the crypto queen,
Oh yeah.
I'll kind of let Chucky take the lead on this one, because I'm still getting into the crypto game here. Been trading it for, I think we've been going at it for about a month now or so, and it's insane. Like,
Yeah,
it's
how
like an
addictive.
emotional roller coaster for me. Like,
Yeah,
Zach will
seriously.
tell you, I'll be texting him just losing it because I'm like up a shit ton of money, and I'm like, oh no, it's going down. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to our sponsors today, Grizz Token. Usually we don't like bears, but Grizz is one bear that we do like. Currently trading on PancakeSwap, it has a tiny market cap of just $200,000. The devs have been working tirelessly on marketing to ensure as many eyes as possible see Grizz. 2% of all transactions go towards charity donation to refugees for the preservation, protection, and awareness of this badass and amazing animal. And don't forget, if they are regularly fed and protected correctly, they will never be hungry for us. And quick bonus, 2% of all transactions get divided between our holders as a reward for holding and helping the cause. Grizz Token.
Yeah, so I think when I came across your Twitter, one of your pinned tweets was about Doge. So I was like, okay, so she's into crypto. Maybe she can help me, because I was like starting to honestly become like an influencer for crypto. So I was like, me and you have talked quite a bit over Twitter, and talked about hockey and had our bets over the years and stuff like that online, and then I decided to reach out and see if you'd be interested. And so, how did you get into Dogecoin and everything else?
Okay, so this was it's so random. It's so randomly during COVID. Obviously, I was at home and I had nothing to do, so I downloaded Robinhood and started like researching stocks, and I didn't know anything about crypto. It was all very foreign to me. My girlfriend that was staying with me at the time, she was super into crypto, and her name's Danielle. She had been talking about it for years, telling me to invest. My other girlfriend, Crystal, telling me Bitcoin, all this for years. And I was just like, I don't know what this is. But now I'm obsessed. So basically, yeah, it stemmed from Twitter. It's like gambling, honestly. And it's funny because I used to work in a casino and I'm like, I'm never going to gamble. And I feel like I'm constantly gambling now with crypto. And it's like the highest highs and the lowest lows, but I do love it. I'm addicted to it. Love Elon. So yeah, I was like creeping him on Twitter, and he kept tweeting about Doge. And I had only just started. I probably had like a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, like the big top dogs. I didn't really know anything, but I was like, what is this Dogecoin? Let me just invest. And I invested like $1,000 in January, randomly, just off of a whim, just like thought I would never think about it again. And then obviously, as you guys know, it went up to 70 cents, I think, over the last 5 months. And now it's down to 30. But basically, that was my first big jump where I was like, holy shit. I'm holding a lot of Doge now, and I kept buying it consistently after that. I don't even know why. I just randomly, like, I'd see him tweets. It's thanks to Elon. Honestly, that's what got me into crypto. Elon Musk, shout out. I literally, when I made the first like 100 grand off of crypto, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a Tesla. So that's literally what I did. And I don't even know how to drive a car. So Tesla's going to be my first car. It arrives in December. It's going to be pink.
No way.
And now I'm obsessed. I'm addicted to it. I love it. It's really fun. But I feel like, huge disclaimer, only gamble, because it is a gamble, with what you can afford to lose. I never put in whatever I'm putting in is what I feel like it's, if I make money off of it, it's great. Otherwise, I hate seeing when people post on Twitter and this tagging Elon or tagging Mark Cuban or tagging whoever and be like, I put my whole life savings, blah, blah, blah. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Put in what you can afford to lose, because it is a gamble. It's very volatile, and no one can know. It's crazy how the market can change so much from like a single tweet. Bitcoin dropped so much a couple weeks ago just because Elon was like, we're not going to accept it at Tesla anymore, and stuff like that can rock the system. So don't put your fucking life savings into it. Have fun with it.
I think the first one that we invested in was like Safe Moons.
Okay.
We didn't go for one of the big dogs.
Yeah, we probably should have. Our investment would probably look better right now, but we want one of those coins that just go crazy, like Doge, that goes from nothing to, I think at one point it was like 69 cents. So it's crazy.
I'm trying to get it to go to $10. I don't have a single tattoo on my body, but I will get a Doge tattoo if it gets to $10.
Oh, that'd be great. And now you have your own coin. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, and so do you.
We
So
both came out
exciting.
with coins the same week. Mine was first,
Yeah,
and then yours came out the next day. So
exactly. Which is great. Zach Inu and then Khloe Koin. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do some shameless self-promotion right now because why not? Yeah, I'm super
exactly.
excited. I've really wanted to get into the NFT space for a really long time. Paris Hilton went from idol of mine to actually friend of mine, which is awesome and great. And she sold her NFT for $1.2 million. And it's
Wow.
just, it's such a wild, crazy market right now. I mean, the NBA is now behind it. They've been selling like, I just saw LeBron's NFT of some sort of dunk sold for like 200K. It's so, the space is so new and so crazy. And it's really cool to kind of be the people that are friends are coming to me being like, what is an NFT? What is crypto? What is that? And I'm like, I don't know everything. And I'm literally sitting here on YouTube trying to figure it out, watching these videos and whatnot. But this is what I know. And I'm really excited to create my own.
There's so much
Yeah,
to
me
learn.
too. Sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
No, I was just gonna say there's just so much to learn. Like
Oh yeah.
I feel like you can never know everything in terms of like crypto and NFTs. It's still so
Mhm.
new. Like it's been around for a while, but it's mainstream new, so not a lot of people know anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like it's so kind of inspiring when you really think about crypto because so many people in so many countries and third world countries don't have access to banks, don't
Mhm.
have access to be able to go buy a house. The fact that you can make a crypto, if you have a phone or if you have access to the internet, that you can protect your money as well. Like imagine like all these countries where like one day the government is corrupt or whatever happens and the banks close and all their money is just paper. Like I just feel like crypto is definitely the future. I feel like this is the way that like we can save the world, but like actually, you know what I mean? That it gives people an actual chance at life, and maybe there's not going to be as much poverty or as much issues in the world because we'll be able to kind of save it. This is like I'm being very dramatic here with my save the world, but crypto is definitely the future, and I love that there's a way for people to protect themselves, especially in places like India. Like Bitcoin is going to be is so huge, and it's going to continue to be, and all of these coins are going to do so well for the people that don't have the opportunities that we do because we were born and raised in Canada, so I'm excited to be part of it for sure and be promoting it because it's great.
Might as well become a crypto influencer now. The crypto queen.
Yes. Right? I love it. I just kind of was like, I love to call me, I'm a queen. So I'm the crypto queen now, I guess, self-appointed. But here we go.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like we've been talking about crypto maybe for like 2 or 3 weeks, and we all of a sudden have our own coins, and they did
Yeah.
really well. Like
Yeah.
I think both of them, got pretty close to $1 million market cap, and we have a ton of holders, and I'm coming out with an NFT as well. It's just kind of crazy. I never really thought anybody would care about like a ex-hockey player's cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
But
Well, you're the first to do it. So it's like inspiring, and people are kind of like, whoa, what is this new space? Right. It's just,
yeah,
so many people have reached out to me, and it happens so quickly that I'm still trying to figure it out on my own to be able to explain it. But I have all my girlfriends that are like, we want to do NFTs. We want to do a crypto. We want to learn. And I'm like, okay, watch this YouTube. Okay, do this. Okay, watch this. But like, I'm also still learning. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's only been a couple weeks, but especially in this space that we're in right now, things happen so fast. It's like overnight. So it's exciting.
For
it
sure.
really is.
I noticed in your Instagram profile, you do a lot for autism awareness as well. So I was wondering, is a portion of like your coin going towards that, or are they related at all? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so definitely, I wanted to make sure that I've been working with Autism Speaks for years. My little brother is autistic. He was that's why we actually had to move from Quebec. He was diagnosed when he was 5 years old, and we had to move back to Toronto so that he could have better therapy. And they had better resources. I mean, this is almost 20 years ago now. No, not 20 years, like 15 years ago now.
Okay.
Autism it's crazy because we don't know what causes it. When James was diagnosed, it was probably like 1 in 400 or 500 kids had autism. Now it's like 1 in 50, 1 in 60, depending on where you're at, which is crazy. And this number keeps increasing. The umbrella, the spectrum of autism is so wide. I mean, from Asperger's to autism, there's just so much unknown. We have no idea what causes it. There's so many different rumors. So for me, it's just so important. I've done this throughout my entire career. Is raising money for autism, doing autism walks, doing what I can to bring awareness to it because it is so near and dear to my heart. And I don't believe in, we need to figure out a cure. I don't think there's a cure. I wouldn't change. What I always say is I wouldn't change James for the world. I love him just the way he is, but I would change the world for James. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be, we are going to be giving back I'm not sure exactly how I'm working it out. I have to talk to Autism Speak still, but I'm going to be donating a large portion of the money that I make from my coin to Autism Speaks. And there's going to be a walk this fall, hopefully, waiting on everything with COVID. It's been postponed for over a year now, but our next walk should be this October in LA. So yeah, excited for that. Another plug that's not shameless this time.
No, congrats on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. We definitely want to thank you for coming on the pod. We look forward to your NFTs and your charity work that you're doing, and obviously all your great stuff that you do. I've been following you for a long time, fellow Canadian and Habs fan. So we'll see what happens in that series. And
I mean, we'll win the Stanley Cup.
They might. It could happen. Yeah. Big win last night. So
I know. If it goes to Game 7, I'm literally leaving Europe to go to Vegas. So that's commitment.
We might have to come, Kyle. Hey, we should go down and watch.
Go for Game 7 if there is one. I'm down.
Go for Game 7.
It'll be sick. And Vegas has a full stadium. We need as many Canadians as we can get.
Yeah. Exactly.
For sure. Just before you
go,
well, I just want to. Oh, sorry. I just want to circle back to the beginning once, if you're able to talk about it. What's the wildest thing that happened at the mansion when you were there?
Oh my goodness.
Everyone's heard stories, but not a lot of people have actually been able to have a conversation with someone that was so successful.
People that have been to the Playboy Mansion. I was such a nerd when I was 18. The first time I went there, I walked into the grotto with a camera this big, and someone the security guard literally grabbed the camera. They're like, "No cameras allowed." And I was I had it around my neck too, full nerd, as I'm naked in body paint. What a weirdo. But I think that the craziest thing that I ever saw, obviously, was people having sex in the grotto. That was pretty crazy for me. But I mean, the Playboy Mansion, it was wild for sure. But I think that I was there in the later years, obviously closer to when Hef passed away. So as wild and fun as the parties were, they did end at 4 or 5 a.m. They didn't go all night like they used to. It wasn't this crazy rager, but it was magical. I mean, there's nothing like it. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like a Playboy Mansion party ever again. I was super young, but I turned one way, there's Rihanna. I turned the other way and there's Leonardo DiCaprio. I turned this way. I was just at 18, 19 years old, being from Canada, I was definitely not used to whatever I was thrown into. It's such a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was iconic. It was amazing. And I cherish every memory from it.
Awesome. Wild.
But yeah, definitely walking in on orgy sex in the grotto was pretty wild. And then having me and my camera kicked out.
Completely tossed out. No.
Get out of the grotto, ma'am. I'm fine. I was in timeout in the gym for a minute.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's Zach, do you have anything else?
No, that's it. Get back to your shoot, and then you have something else later tonight, and enjoy your vacation.
Thanks for waking up so early.
Oh, we were up looking at the charts, at the crypto charts anyway, so it's all good.
Oh, good.
we're
the addiction is real.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all I think about now. I'm like at opening a bar in 2 weeks. I'm just sitting there in meetings, like looking at my crypto. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh my!
Like I'm watching my money go up
Crazy.
and down. Awesome.
Love it.
Thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
worries.
I think people are really going to enjoy this one.
Yay!
And enjoy your time in Greece. And,
I will.
Everyone, look out for Khloe Koin and Zach Eno. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me. Hopefully, I don't sound too ditzy.
No, you were great. You were great. You're the best guest yet.
Thank you so much.
I'll come visit your bar, and when I come back to Calgary. I love Banff. The last place I went to before COVID, and I was so scared to get stuck in Canada. It was like March 15th. I was skiing in Banff, and I was like, bitch, I was with my girlfriend Crystal. I'm like, I got to get home to LA or else I'm going to get stuck in Canada. And this is the last place I want to be during COVID. And I was right.
Yeah.
Sorry to rub it in.
No, I'm hoping to get out to LA as soon as we're able to go back and forth without the 2-week quarantine bullshit.
Same.
So. Awesome.
Yeah, I dealt with the quarantine for a whole month last summer because I flying into Canada and flying out. At least last year, I was able to like rent a nice cottage and just like wait it out. Now they want us to stay at a shitty hotel. I'm like, fuck no. Yeah. I'll see Canada when they decide to like wake up.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks guys.
Perfect. Thank you. See you later.
Have a good one.
Thank you.